Hello and welcome to the first episode of my OSRS educational series. The goal here is to create a series where anyone who's starting OSRS can very quickly learn the basics of this game. Now, we all love this game, but if you've played this game for more than a couple hours, you know it's missing a lot of stuff that modern games have. Now, I got the idea to make this game because a friend of mine really wanted to try OSRS out, and I said, "Hey, let's go play together. I'll teach you. I'll set you up with a bond." I gave her some gear to start out, and she still really had trouble understanding what she was supposed to do. She had issues, moving around, what the menus do, what all of this is, and I guess the truth is I never really thought she would have this many problems with it, right? So I didn't know what I should be teaching her, and I sat down and I really thought about what you need to know to play OSRS, and that's what this series is. I am going to teach a beginner what they need to know to properly play the game, to be able to go on the wiki or watch videos and learn more on their own. So I want to teach you enough that you can teach yourself the rest of what you need to know to play old school RuneScape. Now, let's get started. Alright, now let's talk about these menus. The first one we're looking at is combat options. You can see I've got the dragon scimitar equipped, and you see these four options here, this big auto retaliate button and the special attack, and let's talk about what these do. So chop says if you use me, then when you attack something you're going to get attack XP. Let's take a look at that. We can see that attack XP. Now this is slash. Slash will give us strength XP. We can see that right there. Lunge, that's shared XP. Take a look at that. When I attack this goblin and I hit, look, we got attack, strength, defense, and of course HP XP. Now this will give us defense here only. There we go. And now our special attack says, deal a slash with increased accuracy that prevents your target from using protection prayers. Let's not worry about what that does, but if we click it, you see that right there? We can use it, and we do a special attack. Now, auto retaliate means that if we attack something, we will automatically attack back, which is a great thing. You should have that turned on if you are a new player always. Now, this is the skills tab. All of RuneScape comes down to these skills. Now, we just talked about the combat options, attack, strength, defense, and HP. So you see these skills right here. Now, if you click a skill like agility, you will see all the ways you can train it or things you can do with it. So like ranged, lets you see all of the weapons you can use, right? That's super cool. So we are going to have a whole video about all the skills in the future. Right now, let's not worry about the skills right now. Let's move on to the next menu. Now, the next one you're going to see right here is the quest list. These are all of the quests you can do in the game. There's a lot of them. You can see I've still got quite a few to do. Now, if you want to see what you need to do a quest, click it. It will show you things about the quest, okay? Now, if you need to know how to do a quest, I recommend just clicking the wiki button, going to the wiki, and then reading the quest description, but let's not worry about that. In here, you'll also find achievement diaries, your minigame list, and Corinne favor. Do not worry too much about what these are, but remember that you can find them here. Alright, let's move on to the most important one. Now, let's start talking about your inventory. Right here, you see I can take this shield off, and now it's back in my inventory. You have 28 spots to put everything you want to use at that moment. You do have a bank. We will talk about banking and storage later, but for now, you should know that these are the 28 slots for anything you want to use in the game. And you will find that inventory management is very important in old school RuneScape. And you might find that in the beginning, you don't worry so much about it. But when you start doing higher level bosses and quests, you will find that you might need to do multiple trips to solve a problem or defeat a boss or finish part of a quest. Now let's move on. Now let's talk about the equipment tab right here. Now you can see I've got my dragon scimitar, my bronze square shield. Really a solid look there. Got the prospectors and my graceful cape. This is where you see all of the armor you have equipped. Now, if you want to take something off, you can just click it there. And if you want to put it on, you just put it there, right? It's easy. Now here, you will see the stats for all of your equipment. You can see any set bonuses you have. So right here, you can see that I have my prospector outfit. So I get 2.5% experience. That's not too bad, right? Here, you can see how expensive stuff is. So if I take off my scimitar and I put it here, it will say that it's 59,512 gold pieces. Not bad. Might have to sell that. Now, here you will see the items you keep on death, and you will see what happens if you're killed by a player, if you're schooled, stuff like that. Now, here you can call followers. I don't have a follower, so I can't call anything. Let's move on to the final two options here. Now let's talk about prayer. Prayer is quite a complicated topic. Now, if you start out, you're just going to have thick skin, which is your very first prayer. You automatically have it. If you click this, you will take slightly less damage. But as you level up, you will get a lot more prayers like this one, Retribution. If I die, everything around me takes damage. Here, if I have this, then melee attacks do not affect me. And we will talk in more detail about how to train prayer, what prayer is during the video that I mentioned all about the skills. For now, we are going to move on from prayer, but remember this. If you're dying, use this. And that will help you just a little bit, which is important. The next menu we're going to talk about is magic. Now, the spellbook tab right here is great, and it's super useful. It's going to be a big part of your game. Now, the main thing to focus on is learning the teleports. As you level up your magic ability, as you level up the magic skill, which you can see right here, you will unlock certain teleports that you can use. Now, this right here is the home teleport. It will teleport you right back to Lumbridge, which you can see. I'm going to open the map real quick and I'll show you where it takes you. It takes you right here. The same as if you cast the level 31 Lumbridge teleport. This is a great spell. It takes 10 seconds to cast. You can't cast it in combat, but it is free to use whenever you want. Definitely use it. Definitely get used to using it. Now, the last thing we are going to talk about before we end this episode is moving around. Now, moving around in OSRS is very, very, very simple. You're going to click. This is the whole game. You want to attack, you click. You want to do a skill, you click. If you want to move, you click. Now, of course, it's a little more complicated, but that is basically how it works. So here, you can see that you can click on the mini map, and it will take you wherever you click. Now, here is your run. Now, if you take this off, you will walk very slowly until you have certain gear and a very high agility level, which you see right here. You will actually find that you run out of run very, very quickly. No, I do not run out that often, but if I keep running, I will. I usually only have about, let's say, 1 minute left of run time. You spend a lot of time walking in old school RuneScape, so you got to get you very used to that. You will spend a lot of time walking. Now, for other ways of getting around is to look at the world map. So you see, I'm right here. This is Lumbridge. We have Draenor Village, and we have Varrock. So if you forget how to go somewhere, just take a look and say, all right, I'm here. Where is north? North is here. Let's get running, and eventually I'll hit this road, right? Eventually I can find my way. So there's this farming patch, and I see it on the world map here. So keeping the world map open and moving is a great way to figure out exactly where you need to go in OSRS. Now, there are teleports, there's jewelry like this right here. It will teleport me to Edgeville. I can use it right now. It'll take me to Edgeville, and I'll show you that. And there I am. I'm in Edgeville. Just like that. It's literally magic. It's actual magic. Now, do not worry about teleports. I'm going to make an entire episode on every teleport that a new player needs to know and where that teleport takes you. But for now, I want you to know that this map will help you get around. So you're in Edgeville. You want to go to Varrock. You run south. You run east. You're in Varrock. Now, that is all you need to know for moving around to get started. If you want to move the camera, use the arrow keys. Now, before we end this episode, I wanted to say thank you to anyone who watched this. This is the first episode of the series. This is the first video on this channel. My character's name is Memoroni. You can add me in game if you have any questions. I will do my best to help you out. You can see my name right here. Feel free to add me. Message me anytime I'm online. I will do everything I can to help you out. If you have any advice for this series or anything you'd like me to go over, any advice you have for me as a content creator, or anything you want to see, I'd be happy to hear it. Thank you very much. Please like, please subscribe. I appreciate it a lot, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.